Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano. Today, we are drinking Dunkin' coffee. If you had to hit pause to get your coffee together, go ahead and do so now. Have coffee with us this morning. We have a bunch of things that we need to discuss. I'll tell you what, it has been a whirlwind of events today. We have Tyson Foods, which is shutting another plant down, 2 more plants. That'll make a total of, I believe, 8 this year. We have one in Jacksonville and one in Columbia, South Carolina, that both of them are closing their doors on January 8th, 2024. People just found out over the last 24 hours that they're going to be losing their jobs. I believe it was 219 jobs, over 60 butchers at the plant in Jacksonville, and probably close to the same at the one in Columbia, South Carolina. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved. It has just been one bad news after the other. I'll tell you what, guys, I always talk about preparation, making sure that you're stocking up on foods and stuff, and this is part of the reason why we don't know what the future holds for anywhere around the world anymore. Is there job security? I don't know. I do know that we have a lot of viewers in South Carolina and a lot of viewers in Jacksonville. If you happen to work for Tyson, let us know down in the comments. Do you feel like your job is secure? Do you feel your job is secure? I don't think I would. They're telling people now that they can go work in Texas, that the same amount of people can work at the plant in Texas, but how would that be to relocate your family in 60 days? 60 days, especially with the housing market the way it is. Guys, when I said we were in for a long winter a little while ago, I did a video where food prices continue to go up, and they still do. We have some holiday sales going on, but behind the curtain, we have other things that are skyrocketing in price still. Other things that could really go back up next week. I don't really know. That's why we do this on an everyday basis, a daily basis, to keep you in the know of everything going on in the stores, what prices are going up where, how to save. Guys, I wasn't sure how I was going to do this video today, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the Tyson thing, because Tyson has been, what was it? It's like a weekly thing now. Last week we had 30,000 tons of chicken nuggets, dinosaur chicken nuggets, that are their main target audience is children, that had metal shavings in them. And then we had the Wanna Bana cinnamon lead in the cinnamon applesauce. Now, I'm not just talking about Tyson here. I'm talking about other companies too. I'm talking about the thousands of things that have happened over this last year, like factory fires. We've had so many factory fires, I can't even count. I didn't want to look them up. I feel like there's one every other day. Train derailments, one every day. I mean, or more. Our infrastructure seems to be crumbling, but at the same time, we're also losing faith in companies that we have trusted for so many years. Look at Similac. Look at the baby formula. We're seeing it come back now at a ridiculously high price that it's never been before. It's always been expensive, but now it's virtually unaffordable. If you're not on WIC, I don't know how people afford it. I don't know, but these are a couple things that I wanted to chat about, because, again, we're always talking about stocking up on food. This is partially why. We don't know what life has in store for us. We need to make sure that we're prepared for the future. Now, over the last week or so, we've seen some amazing deals in the stores, and I've tried to point out everything from being on a super tight budget to even if you're not on a budget. I mean, it's smart to save money. Saving money is the smartest thing you can do, especially in these dark times. And I hate to put it that way, but that's exactly what it is. All I can think about are the families that are going to have to relocate or find another job because Tyson decides they want to close another couple plants. Guys, I don't know. We're going to continue to find the deals for you guys as we come across them. If you're new to the channel, make sure you take part in the channel by letting us know what's going on in stores where you live, anywhere around the world. We have viewers from all around the world that are chiming in, giving us the things that are going on between food shortages, rising prices, job losses. Been getting a lot of comments on employee shortages again. It's a shame that 2 years later we're still getting these kind of things. Well, is this why? Is this another reason why? It has to be. People are losing their jobs because companies are shutting down. And I don't want to just keep pointing the finger at Tyson as to where I point the finger at Kroger a lot, but they're the two giants, right? They're the two giants, the trusted names. I gotta say, Kroger's really stepped up to the plate over the last week with some of these sales. However, I heard an interesting conversation today by the CEO of the food bank in downtown Cincinnati. And he seems very concerned with what's been going on, and he kept mentioning empty shelves. Empty shelves. I'm wondering if he's watching our channel. No, he's not. Even if he is, it doesn't take... You go to the store and you see these things that are disappearing. They're being filled with other things now. Some products that you bought maybe yesterday are gone today and then later on filled with new things. Stores have to fill in the space. Now, it was interesting that he was talking about some of the different numbers on some of the prices of things, and I was shocked that he was spot on. He's been doing his research. He was talking about baking potatoes, even turkeys, I guess, for some of the prices that they get them now are way more expensive than they've ever been. When I was listening to it, I couldn't help but wonder if he had been to Kroger over the last week, because Kroger has really, like I said, stepped up to the plate. But they're getting a lot less donations. And he said it makes sense. He understands, because people can't afford to eat. The prices are so expensive that their donations are really dwindling because of that. I highly recommend that if you have a little bit extra, if you have anything extra that you can give to your local food banks, let's make sure that they have a happy Thanksgiving and beyond. We can overcome all these things if we work together. That is one of the main goals of this channel, is to always work together to make sure that everybody is able to save and at least get by. I understand that, a lot of people who watch our channel are on a budget. We try to show the best deals that we can. I understand some people live day to day. Some people live week to week. That's a hard way to live, but people who live day to day, and I've always said this, are some of the best people who know how to save money, because you have to. I've been there. I know exactly what it's like. And it's made me into the man that I am today, to make sure that I'm able to... It's made me clear-headed in the way that I know what I have to do in order to save for the future. Now, what we're doing here on the channel, we're doing everything we can by showing you the products, trying to provide a little bit of entertainment in between, because these are some pretty frustrating things going on in the stores and all around the world. There are events going on now that we've been talking about more and more, things going on in the Middle East and beyond. Our involvement seems to become more and more as we go along here, which is kind of scary. And it's important that we remember that, anything can happen, and we need to make sure that we, and I've said this a lot, but we need to make sure we've got a month's worth of food saved up. Now, I know some people may not be able to do that right away, but if we start thinking about that now is the time to where you can save money with some of the different sales going on in the stores. Now, we try to point things out as we go along to make sure that, we try to point the things that are not showing up, things that are missing, food shortages, things like this, because usually what happens is when we see these food shortages over the last couple of years, what happens is they disappear and then they come back at a much higher price. Okay, not saying that they're going to be gone. Some stuff is. I get comments all the time. Some products that have just disappeared, that aren't coming back. And they may eventually, but for whatever reason, whether it's ingredients, transportation, employee shortages, there's some reasons of why these things, maybe they went out of business. A lot of this stuff is silent. A lot of this stuff is not covered by the media. And as to where it's troubling, to maybe you and me, there's other things. There's only a couple things that I seek out the media news for. And it's usually with things that are going overseas and things that are going on. And really, I don't even want to watch that, but I feel we need to. Because if anything ever happens, if it all hits the fan, we want to make sure that we have a little bit of time to, I don't know. First thought comes to mind, maybe shout out a prayer for our family, hug a loved one, have a little bit of time, because you never know. You never know. I feel like the way everything works these days is a split second. It's a split second. So, you just have to be prepared. Make sure that you are, and I'm not saying fear anything either. Okay. All I'm saying is that the awareness of what is out there and what can happen, you want to make sure that you are preparing yourself for any kind of situation. Now, to get a little bit off of that here, I did want to talk about some of the different factory fires. Now, we have gotten a lot of comments on factory fires. There's been a lot of them. As we were talking about, like the baby formula, and then there was another fire, and then another fire, and it's like causes employee shortages, and this and that, and it's like, is this all a coincidence? It may be. It probably is. At the same time, who's running these things? I think we need to take a step back on some of these things and learn where our values are going as a country and everywhere around the world. There are things that are going on that just don't make sense to a lot of people. They don't make sense to me either. I just think, for big companies, and, Tyson, like I said, I don't want to just keep going on and on about Tyson. I don't really want to give them the airtime here. I feel what they're doing is wrong. You're giving people, I don't know how long people have been working there, but you're not giving them a lot of time. Why not, if you're going to shut down or something, well, okay, give them 6 months. 6 months, you got to find a home. If you're going to relocate to Texas, then I saw where they were offering people like $1,000 to stay there to the last day. What's $1,000 to stay somewhere that that is falling under? I thought that was kind of weird. And I saw something else. I don't know. I was reading through a couple things. There was like an $8,000 severance package or something. I don't know. I'm sure they're going over all that with different employees and stuff. I hope so. If not, if you work there and you happen to watch this video, I would definitely look into everything you can, because it's just sad, guys. It's sad stuff. And like I said, we have a lot of viewers in Jacksonville. We have a lot of viewers in South Carolina, and it just, I don't know if anybody's affected by the Tyson foods, but again, let us know, and they're doing all these other things. They've invested a lot of money into the insect protein company that they've merged with or something, it's just, I don't know. It just, is that a coincidence? They're cutting these costs because they're adding new things, right? It's like everything else. I don't know. Let's take a sip of coffee here, though. I was going to make this just a breaking alert, but I'm like, you know what? We'll just have some coffee, chat about this for a couple minutes. We're going to talk about some other things, too. Let's talk about some of the good. Okay. Good thing is, prices are cheap right now in the stores, and we are working toward finding the best deals that we can. We're planning on doing some serious budget shopping here over the next couple weeks too, to try and help find you or your family or everyone, some good ideas on different things. Some ideas for preparedness, some ideas for gifts, just all kinds of things that we can do to save money. I do plan on visiting Dollar Tree again, all the budget stores, because Dollar Tree, there's a lot of good things at Dollar Tree that you can buy for $1.25 that are really worth it. You can make it worth it, creativity. One thing we talked about in last night's video was getting creative with your meals. It may come down to that. Guys. With the way prices are going up in the grocery stores, it is absolutely insane with some of these things. And I don't know what it's going to be like after the holidays, but everything we've been reading, it's looking like toward the first of the year, things are going to get pretty crazy. We're going to have the beef shortage, maybe. Okay, no 100% in any of this stuff. This is just the stuff we read. That's why everything you read you have to take with a little grain of salt. There's some little grain of truth in everything. That's what I was talking about, like with the different, military stuff going on the TV. There's a grain of truth, and that's why I watch it. Right? It may not, most of it may be wrong. I don't know. Right? I mean, you start to see several different talks on several different things. You got video evidence. Even video evidence can be wrong too. You got to be careful with the trust you put in with any kind of media. With me, you're getting all honesty. I tell you the things that are going on from the things that I have heard and read. When we go to the stores, I've literally had viewers tell me, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. This isn't this isn't that." I'm showing you on camera what it is. I don't have to talk at all. I could word it out. Look, no sugar, no flour. Like, I'm showing you. I think it's funny. I think some people just click on the video. You get your trolls, the guys who just get on here and they just want to start stuff, I guess. But some people literally, like, that's why I do the videos the way I do. So it's like, it's not me just sitting here in front of a camera telling you these things. I'm showing you what's going on. Showing you what's going on at Dollar Tree. Showing you what's going on at Aldi. Showing you what's going on at Walmart. All the ridiculous prices that I saw or didn't see. That's crazy. Where's the Walmart great deals? Boy, there ain't many. There ain't many. And apparently, I was not mistaken, but I had asked for people to let me know down in the comments, are you guys getting different deals at Walmarts around the country? And apparently, they're all the same. Terrible. Not terrible. I mean, there's a few good deals. And a lot of the stuff traditionally is still a lot cheaper than some other places, but you're still raising your prices at a time where you're saying that you're not, that you're giving the holiday deals. You came out the same week as Aldi. You and Aldi were like back to back saying you were going to come out with these great holiday sales. And I do plan on visiting Aldi here within a couple days. I hope to. I've been really busy doing a couple other things with family and stuff like that right now, so it's been kind of hard to get to the store. But yeah, I wanted to bring this, another event with Tyson, closing two more plants. It's just been so much this year, guys, I'll tell you. And I know, like, I remember when 2020 was ending, everybody was partying, like, to get rid of 2020. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do about 2021? And then, after that, it was like, oh, I'm so glad 2021's over here. We're going into 2022. And here we are in 2023, and everybody's saying the same thing. I can't wait till this year ends. When does it start getting better? When does it start getting less challenging? At this point, I don't know if it ever will, but I will tell you that we will remain vigilant and we will continue our journey as we go along. All I know is what I am, and I will continue to help whoever I can on this channel and make sure that we are always finding the best deals and beyond. We're gonna start going over different things. I know some people have been wanting us to do some cooking videos and stuff. I'm reading some new recipes for things as we speak. Me and Jessica got a couple new recipe books, and we are really, like, stretching that dollar, okay? We want budget meals. We want things that are healthy, that are good for you, and being able to stretch that money as much as we can, because we don't know what it's going to be like at the end of 2023 or the end of 2024 or years to come. All we know is that we need to prepare. Plan for the best, prepare for the worst. Because I don't know. I don't know the way things go. I know there's a lot of ugliness around the world right now, and it needs to get cleaned up. And it starts here. It starts with, just slowly moving, the slow burn, right? Now, this does not, like I always say, I never encourage panic buying or anything like that. I will say that take advantage of some of these deals going on right now, because we may never see sales like this again. And I say that, but I'll tell you what, I haven't seen sales like this at Kroger in years. If ever, some of them. Kroger has really, now they've made a fortune, okay? Let's not forget that Kroger has been banking. They've been making a fortune on things, but let me say too that thank you for putting out the deals that you are right now, at least, because we all know that you don't have to and you could still make a fortune. I look at this as a good move from Kroger. I look at Meijer too. I hope to travel out a little bit and try some different stores here. We've been kind of keeping it close with the holidays here because of the massiveness of the holiday sales going on. I want to make sure that we're covering everything that we cover every week. Make sure everybody is getting these deals as they come along. Now, throughout this week, yes, we will be visiting Kroger again at the start of the sales week, and Meijer, and we're going to try and hit up a couple other places. If there are places that you would like us to check out, really, we kind of have a set list here over the next week or two, but I hope to get out a little bit and try, check out some more stores. I know some people are asking me if I could do the virtual thing. I might. I don't know. That didn't really go over so well. It's kind of hard to do stuff like that because when you're looking at things online, there's a lot of differences between things. Like I did that with Publix once, and it was kind of, there's Publix is one of those places where it's like they're vastly different in some things. Costs, for one. And I understand Kroger and Kroger owned places are too, but there's a lot more similarities. There's a lot of differences between different Publix. But anyway, guys, just wanted to have this little coffee rant with you guys this morning. As I read that about Tyson, I was like, I wasn't even, excuse me, I wasn't even really going to talk about Tyson, but like I said, didn't want to give him really the airtime. But I mean, this is just crazy. These families, this is who I think about. The families who are, what are they doing? They're sitting at home right now trying to figure out what they're going to do. Do I move to Texas from South Carolina or Jacksonville? I'm sure you don't want to do that. I would take this time and just, if it was me, I would be just out looking for another job, trying to find something that pays as close. Might not be the best job, but something to get right away until you find something different, especially if you don't want to relocate, because that's crazy. And 2 months, right in the middle of the holidays, closing your doors January 8th, that is wrong. That is like, oof. I mean, I understand, some of these things happen, but seems like it's happening an awful lot with Tyson. And all these other things happening with other factories and stuff, I don't know. We just have to stay on top of it and pay attention to all the different little things going on, not just the big things. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. Have a great rest of your weekend and have a great night.